hosting. If you plan on hosting your own private servers, if you have your own boxes and you want to host it and you want the server packet, just message me, let me know, and I'll give that to you, and it has all the info in there for downloading servers. And the servers are free. They're a free Steam tool. I don't think you'll even need to own the game. I think you just can download them from Steam. So you just need a Steam account. Or you can do it with anonymous, but the anonymous login through Steam command is really buggy. It's better just to have a separate Steam account.
How will we be able to tell whether or not we are 100% resistant to certain elements? Like, will there be some sort of screen that lists the character's stats?
Yeah, if you want to know, lay an egg if you're a female, and the egg will show you what your stats are. And if you're a male, once you activate that egg, all your stats will show up on that egg too. And I'm doing it this way because I don't want people to spawn into the game, hit the stat screen button, pop up, show their stats and say, oh man, look at I didn't want, a 1% damage buff. I wanted the 10% damage buff. Somebody kill me. I don't want people doing that. So if you want to know what your stats are, you have to grow up and lay an egg.
With the biome transfers via portals, is that a temporary system?
Possibly. There's different ways of doing a massive world. The way I'm doing it now is the most efficient, best performant. I can put more people on the server. I can run it on lower end machines. If I make one 20 by 20 map or landscape and try to mix and mingle all the different biomes on that one landscape, like other games do, then it makes the game kind of not be so realistic, because it's like, I'm in a desert, look over there, you can see the snow, the snowy redwoods, over that mountain. I mean, where in the world do you go and you find snowy redwoods right beside a desert? So, I could do it that way. That was the original plan. I did not like how unrealistic it made the game look when I had all these biomes right beside each other, and you're trying to figure out which biome goes where on the map and trying to make it make sense. And then it's like, well, if I add an ocean biome or an ocean, then I got to redo the map anyway. And every time I want to add a new biome, I have to redo the map. The way I'm doing it now, each biome is its own map, and I can add a new map without changing any of the other maps. I can add a new biome without changing any of the other biomes. So if I want to, make some tweaks in the desert, it doesn't affect the whole world. It doesn't affect any other biome. So I can work on them individually. Like I said, it will run the best on everybody's machine because you only have one biome loaded at a time. So it cuts back on the amount of textures you have loaded. It cuts back on the amount of actors the server's replicating to you, and all this different stuff. So right now we're going to try the portal system because it's the best system. It's not the most immersive because, you got a loading screen, but I think you all will find it in your hearts to forgive me once you, for the loading screens, once you see how cool the world's going to be.
So that goes with a question I just read saying that is the map's no longer going to be big and open where you can just fly from bio to biome. You'd have to take a portal now, right?
It's going to be bigger because the system I was originally going to do was 120 by 20, and with this system, every biome can be its own 20 by 20.
Which is huge.
Right. So you're not no longer going to be able to fly biome to biome. You'll have to go through the portal to access the other biome.
That's the current system, yeah. And you know, testing changes things. So, but right now, I mean, the portal system is live right now on the test build or test server that's up right now, and it works, and nobody's having any issues with it. So.
And it works, and I have to say, right now the portals that you have in place, they almost look a little scary.
Ooh, I just had a thought though too. You could make the portals like more environmental, like you go into this cave in the desert and then you come out in the redwoods or stuff like that, instead of it being just a cloud hovering in the air. That was just my 2 cents.
So you're saying like the actual portal themed like the biome you'll enter?
No, just have the portal, not just hovering in midair. That's just my thought.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Meep.
But it's definitely an interesting mechanic, and I'm liking it so far.
So much more space to explore. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
What was your reasoning to choose less well-known creature AIs instead of more familiar ones such as unicorns, griffins, and other mythical creatures?
Because unicorns and griffins and phoenixes and stuff like that, they're kind of they're kind of not the theme I'm going for in this game. Those you know, dragons are kind of a universal type legendary creature, you know, in every culture, you know, has legends of dragons. There's a lot of freedom when you're making dragons and what they look like, what they can do. A phoenix, there's no freedom in that. It's a fire bird, pretty much. A unicorn, there's no freedom in a unicorn. It's a horse with a horn on its head. You know, it's usually white. There's no freedom with a griffin. It's half lion and half hawk or eagle or whatever. And it's everybody knows what they look like. Everybody knows what they do. With dragons, there's lots of freedom. There's all kinds of dragons. There's, you know, dragons have all kinds of abilities. So I think it's more about the freedom to do what I want and to stay away from just, you know, people having a preconceived notion of what a creature should be able to do, what it shouldn't be able to do, what it should look like, what it shouldn't look like. In Day of Dragons, I want to have complete design and creative freedom to make the world or make the creatures in the world the way I want them.
Someone asked, since you mentioned possible air combat, and if somebody's carrying a baby, would there be like a glide mechanic for the baby, or will they just fall?
I have no idea. That's something that I can't even answer until we actually have that mechanic in the game, if it's coming in the game.
I see there's been snow added to the redwoods. Very
It's
pretty.
pretty too.
Is there going to be seasonal weather through the year?
Weather probably. How I'm going to do the weather, I don't know. I don't know. I might do the weather through server updates. I might just change the weather, and it's this way for a server update, and then change it again. Or it might be a dynamic weather system, or it might be admin controlled weather system. I don't know yet. When I get to that point where I actually start putting weather in the game. Right now, the only weather in the game is snow. It's because I like snow.
Will biomes affect dragon stats? Like if a fire dragon is in the ice biome, will this fire breath attack weaker?
No.
In Anthomnia's video, Jo said that the wyvern's special ability will be lighting themselves on fire. Does setting yourself on fire apply to all species of wyvern? And
No.
yeah, and the same for other species of dragon and drake. Do the subspecies share the same special
No.
ability?
It's unique to each specific creature.
Yeah, so like wyvern with different kind of elements.
Yeah. Every wyvern's different. Every four-legged dragon's different. Every drake's different. What they do share in similarity is, their features. Wyvern has 2 legs and 2 winged arms. Dragon has 4 legs and 2 wings on its back. Drake has 4 legs and no wings. So they all share that, and they'll all share like drakes will have higher resistances than dragons or wyverns because they can't fly. So
Now, for the beta, is there going to be safe zones to prevent from spawn killing?
no, I don't. Safe zones are just as exploitable as spawn killing. You're fighting somebody around a safe zone, and they run into the safe zone, so you can't kill them. And then you end up starving to death because that was your food, and now you can't kill your food because they're in the safe zone. I'm not planning on having any safe zones in the game. There's going to be egg spawn points all over the place. So you're not going to be able to just camp the only spawn point in the game. So, and we were already testing babies. The babies are so small, they hide so well in the vegetation that you can't see them. So once they hatch, all they gotta do is run into a bush, and it's like you'd never know they were there. And if they do die, I mean, they lost maybe 5 or 10 minutes of growth, so it's not a huge. It's the impact is nowhere near what a safe zone would do to the game, with how it could be exploited.
I keep seeing this question asked over and over. Is there going to be a story element to the game like in Subnautica, or is it just going to be survival like art?
I'm not just a programmer, I'm also a writer. And I like a good story.
Oh,
What will
so that's a
happen?
subtle hint from Jo saying there might be something planned.
What will happen to your dragons when you disconnect from the server?
When a dragon disconnects from the server, their body's going to stay in the game for 60 seconds before it goes poof.
Poof.
Yep. I have to put that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people that disconnect because of internet issues. But if I don't do that, what's going to happen is people are going to exploit it. They're going to be in a fight that they can't win, and they're going to pull their Ethernet plug out of the back of their computer, and then they would instantly poof, and they would use that as an exploit. So I can either allow that,
Nah.
which I don't want to do because they'll break the game, or have it work as the same as the log out system. When somebody logs out, or if they log out immediately and there's somebody nearby, they stay in the game for 60 seconds. If they log out and there's nobody nearby except maybe group members, then they'll instantly poof.
Are there going to be an island map like they have in How to Train Your Dragons?
How many biomes I put in the game? There's really no limit. So
You basically
I don't
have
know.
to explore.
Yes, I don't know what all kind of biomes are going to come down the road. I know what biomes I have planned, but more could come later, like an ocean expansion or something.
Will the mechanics behind certain dragons, like the healer dragon, for example, be slapped onto a current model so that way they can be tested to see how they work? Or is that something that's going to have to wait till the models are ready?
Or is this like a Path of Titans type thing where they're like allowing people to play a little creature demo type thing?
No, from the question, it just sounds like that they're trying to see if they'll be tested out and balanced, or we're just going to have to wait to see how they fit in when the models themselves are ready.
Before anything goes live, it's going to go on the test server. So the test server will be open to everybody after launch. And anybody can hop on the test server and test it out. Test out the new changes that are coming in, leave feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's what they were concerned about, is like if you add it later on once the model is done, how is that going to be? Are you going to have to rebalance everything?
When changes are made to the test server, I just change them right on the test server. I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question.
Well, I guess from what I understand, it's probably similar to how they've done the Isle, like when they've added a new dinosaur in, they would essentially have to go back and rebalance all the previous species. So that way,
I don't think I want to. I don't know. I mean, I have, I already have an idea of what I want, so it's not like I'm just coming up with new dragons and then I'm trying to fit them into the game. I'm going to take from my pool of ideas and then I'm going to add them to the game. And I guess maybe if I run out of dragon ideas, maybe like in an expansion, I'd have to look at how water dragons would fit into you know, the game system with an ocean biome. But I don't plan on like balancing everything else to make the new ones fit. I plan on balancing the new one to make it fit with everything else.
Will there only be ice behemoths, or will we get behemoths with other elements?
You mean like the Red Death?
Probably. I mean, you really don't want to be giving away everything, right?
Kickstarter backers are not the only ones that will have access to giant dragons.
Okay, someone asked, so what's the current element roster like? Like they keep seeing different elements like earth, stone, or acid, poison.
So
and
far,
water and
fire, ice, electricity, plasma, and acid are the only 5 that are confirmed.
So you really don't have an idea of what the what the final will be, but that's just the ones you've got planned for right now, correct?
Yeah, those 5 are confirmed.
Seeing how you said you wanted to do dynamic weather systems in the game, will there be a dynamic weather damage as well? If you've got a bad sandstorm or windstorm, will there be wind or sand blast
Probably
damage?
not. Okay, I'll take just one more question.
I was just gonna ask,
and then,
how many more did you want to do?
Yeah, let's just do one more question. It's almost been 2 hours.
Yeah, I just looked at my clock and saw that, so I'm trying to see. Another one I have seen repeatedly.
Will it be on consoles? That
Please.
one gets asked all the time.
Please don't count that.
I have
Yeah,
absolutely no plans whatsoever to put the game on consoles, and here's why. The game has been built from the ground up around the Steam API. The servers depend on Steam. You know, the code, everything in the game is built around the Steam API. So that means no Epic Store exclusive. That means no consoles. To put this game on a console, I would have to rebuild the game with the console in mind. I'd have to port it over to the consoles, and that would take me a long time, months, you know, 6 months, maybe 8, I don't know, but I don't have any time to do that. I have no plans to do that because I want to get the game done by and launched, smooth launch, early access launch, and then the whole early access time frame is going to be adding more features, adding more content, dragons and things like that into the game. And then once all of that's done, and the 20 to 30 new dragons are all in the game, sometime in 2021, I'd like to add an expansion, maybe an ocean expansion or something like that. And for me to add, console support would take so much development time. And not to mention, Microsoft, I'd have to get a Microsoft license, a Sony license, and they'd want their cuts. And, I'd basically have to rebuild the servers to work off of their servers. And so no plans on consoles. I know there's a lot of console gamers out there, and maybe you can buy you can buy a computer that would run this game for the same price that you would buy the new Xbox or the new PlayStation coming out. So no console support. At least and if I did any console support, it wouldn't be until like 2022 or 2023. So it'd be a long ways off.
Okay, I got 3 separate questions. Will there be zombies/skeletons/ghost
No.
dragon skins or actual species?
No.
Okay.
No.
Will there be events related to skins like Halloween, Christmas, all time, etc.?
No. Events, maybe. Skins, no.
Any gliding dragons, a sugar glider, flying squirrel kind of membrane?
Who knows? Dragons. That's what this game is going to have in it. All kinds of dragons. So, all right. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to the first voice chat Q&A. Appreciate your support. Appreciate y'all telling everybody about our game and making Kickstarter unbelievably successful. I've had Humble Bundle contacted me, Chinese East to West Game Publishing contacted me, Exola, they take payments for different game systems. They contacted me. Had Amazon contact me. All kinds of people are contacting me. So, people are seeing what you guys are doing on Kickstarter for us, and they're seeing that this game has a lot of potential, not just to be successful, but to draw in a lot of gamers, because the Dragon game market is pretty dry right now. So you guys are showing the world that there is a market for Dragon games. So I would suspect that there's going to probably be more Dragon games popping up out there, so in the future. But thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your pledges and being a part of our Discord community. You guys have been really easy to manage in that you haven't caused us very much trouble, other than I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep. But other than that, you guys have been a joy to it's been great seeing all the excitement and the hype in our community, and all the clans forming, and the server communities popping in, and people wanting to play this game. This game that was just an idea 2 years ago, and now it's here. So thank you, and we'll do this again sometime. We'll let you know. We'll announce it. We do have, if you missed it, the latecomers combo. We added, I think, 30 more of those today. Every day I'm going to add a small little batch of latecomers combos until the end of Kickstarter. So if you missed out on some of the exclusives, I'll add a couple, just a few each day until the end. We're not going to go over 500 latecomers combos. I think it's up to 230 right now. We're going to keep it under 10% of our total Kickstarter backers. And in the in the game. This game has 30,000 players or 100,000 players, even 1,000 white skin backers. That's going to be such a small percentage, 1/10 or 1/10 of a percent, or even smaller than that, 1/100th of a percent. So it's going to be very, very rare to find somebody with it in the game. And these Kickstarter rewards, they're going to be really cool. They're going to be epic. People are going to wish that they were around when Kickstarter happened. These aren't going to be just color changes. They're going to make the creatures look really cool, and it's our way of saying thank you for believing in us through Kickstarter. Thank you for pledging your support and enabling us to be able to put all this content in the game that is much more than what we thought we would ever get to do. So thank you, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Thank you, Jo.
Thank you, Jo.
Now go get some sleep.
Yeah.
I don't have time to sleep.